Welcome, one and all, to LZS Life, the show where we just talk about random topics, which could be serious and not so serious. Today, this topic will not be as serious because it's about games. Well, not about games in general, it will be about a game. It will be about Apex Legends. We will be talking about the Apex Legends themselves. Yes, the legends, and their abilities, and how their abilities need buffs or debuffs, or how they are good the way they are. Yes. And I wouldn't be talking about this by myself. I am here with Perry, Fallen Angel Pyrex, who loves Apex.
I'm literally only here because you needed someone with extensive knowledge on the Apex.
Is that why you have a folder of printed off information in front of you? Yes.
That I spent all night first writing up for 3 hours and then went, fuck it, and decided to just copy and paste it.
Yeah, she was handwriting it. How stupid is that?
I was handwriting just one character
Like it was
for
an
3.5
exam or
hours.
something. Jesus.
And then I gave up and just copied and pasted it. Which
Yeah, but it's not really that hard. It's not really something that needs much of an introduction, so we can just dive on into it, right? We can start with the first character. We're going to follow the character select screen,
yeah,
basically.
the order of the character select screen.
So first up is...
Bloodhound.
Yeah, Bloodhound. So, we have 3 things for all the characters for those people who haven't played the game and who are somehow still listening to this after that, or maybe you want an introduction to it. There's 3 types of abilities. There's the passive, which means it's just something you don't really need to do anything for.
Yeah, you don't need to touch any buttons. It's something that is always available.
Active,
There's no cooldown. Yeah. It's always...
and then there's the tactical ability,
which has a cooldown sometimes. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's very big. But it's like one that you can use over and over again. Yeah,
it's like something you can, on average, like use 3 times more often, I guess, than your ultimate.
3 times in the match, I would say. Depending on the character.
Yeah, 3 times more than your ultimate, anyway. And then you have, like I said, the ultimate, which is your... basically the ultimate ability, like the strongest ability a character has most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time, depending on the character.
And it's something that charges a bit slower, depending on... some of them are still rather fast, some of them are still very slow. And there's got to be some weird stuff about that, but we'll get to that when we get to that. We're going to start with Bloodhound, like we said. So Bloodhound's passive ability is called...
Oh wait, you've stepped a bit too far ahead.
Whoa.
Because their name is not just Bloodhound.
Okay, yeah.
They're also the technological tracker.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Do you want to read this quote, or should I read this quote?
You read the quote, because I'm not going to butcher any accents.
You want me to butcher the accents?
Fine.
You saw that happen on stream. Jesus, okay. Ahead, we take a victory in Slatara.
Yes, that sounded kind of like Bloodhound. Just put your rating down in the comment section.
Oh my god, no. No.
How are the accents? No.
Here, I'm going to be doing it for every single character. Let's just say that.
So it's a technological tracker is what it said as the
technological tracker. And
that also basically, I mean, it's very appropriate for all their abilities, basically.
Yeah.
So their first ability was
their passive is called Tracker, which has, of course, no cooldown. The to the down low, like too long didn't read, is foes leave behind clues for you to find. So it's like little markers. Yeah.
There's a lot of different things you can see, right? I mean, you don't have to list them all because it's really a lot of things.
It's literally a page full of different markers.
It's kind of what you would expect if you were like, you know how you have like actual like people who find tracks and that type of stuff, actual trackers who would be like, oh, someone passed through here because there's like feet mark, or they can see that somebody skids.
It's basically like evidence.
They can find skid marks.
Skid marks, they actually... So yeah, it's like they leave behind evidence. So if somebody just shot someone there or killed them, you'll see damage and you'll see blood. If somebody's just jumped over a barrier, you'll see that they've
if they reloaded.
If they reload,
you can find.
You can. Yeah, reloaded. Yeah.
See.
And if somebody's just healed up, you can see that.
I feel like for a passive ability that does a lot, so I don't think this...
But the good thing about this passive as well is that if you see one of those markers and it's more recent...
Yeah, you know that someone's
you can
near.
ping it, and it will either say someone's been here.
Yeah.
Or there was a recent battle here. It depends on which aspect it is. But that is... They stay along for 90 seconds.
Yeah. So if somebody has been... I've seen them at like 98 and just disappear. It's like, oh...
Is it?
you
Like,
you can't ping them in time
Yeah.
and they disappear. That does happen. It's kind of funny. But
wait, 98?
89, I mean.
I was saying.
I just had like a bit of a slip up there.
But you also see it when other characters' abilities have been used. So domes of protection. We'll talk about that a bit later. Dock healing drones and dimensional rifts.
Yes.
But there is one. There's two. I would say. Wait a minute. I'm trying to work out what's this. It's someone else's passive and someone else's tactical.
Yeah.
One of them does not leave clues.
Mm-hmm.
The other does.
Huh.
Can you guess?
Wait. So, you mean the if Wraith is phasing that there's nothing to
There's
find
nothing
for that.
to find there.
But the portal does leave.
The
behind.
portal does leave. But Mirage, when he uses his passive, which is the one where he can turn invisible if you're reviving,
Yeah.
that still leaves markers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. But the thing is, I feel like this ability is strong enough. We don't need to do anything. I feel like it's... I don't want to debuff it. I want to buff it. I feel like...
Their ability is perfectly fine as it is right now.
And their passive basically actually perfectly connects to it because it's a type of scan. What's it called actually?
The passive? Tactical.
They're tactical.
It's a tactical. It's called Eye of the Allfather, which has a 25-second cooldown. And it briefly reveals enemies, traps, and markers throughout all structures in front of you. Which is basically, if you see another character's gas traps or fences, you will see them through the walls, and they won't disappear until they've been destroyed.
Yeah, and what was interesting to me is I always thought that it was... the shape of it was like 90 degrees, so I thought it was like, if you have like a circle, if you divide that up into like 4 equal parts, that would be like, I thought it was like that, but it's a bit broader than that.
It's a 125 degree cone in front of you. And
the distance was, like, it was originally...
76 meters.
Which comes up from like a 20 or something from the beginning.
I'll talk about that later, because...
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, okay, you want me to talk about the patch notes? Because...
Yeah, I mean, the patch notes are interesting.
Actually, yeah, because there is actually one here, which originally that was actually the timing. I believe they put it down originally, so it was 24 seconds. No, wait, sorry, no, this is the outline, sorry. Because originally they were outlines.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see, so right now they are real-time images.
Yeah.
And you...
it follows them.
It follows them, so you can see where they're running to and possibly counter them. Whereas in the past, you would just see an outline of where they were, basically a ghost image.
Yeah.
Which that was only introduced, which I thought that was more like
Longer.
recent there.
Yeah.
But it was actually only introduced in July of last year.
So it's only about a year.
Yeah, it's only been added for a year.
Jesus. I thought it was longer because I almost don't remember the silhouettes, but I do think that I saw them.
You don't remember it for the fact of...
No, but I saw you play it. So.
Yeah, when I played it, yeah. Like, I remember them so distinctly.
It is a needed improvement, though, because that's basically all... Because it's actually all it does. It gives you information on your opponent's location. So that's the only upside it has to it. But that's about the same as, like... It's the same ability. If you would look into a window and you see someone standing there, then you have the same advantage, basically. It just gives you that advantage through walls. It's not much of a huge... Like, I don't think it's a huge advantage, actually, because it's...
Talking about increases, I found this out, which I totally did not click on and not remember because it was so long ago, which was the tracker ability. That used to be only 60 seconds.
Oh.
It went from 60 seconds to 90 seconds, which I totally forgot about that.
But it's also the thing, it's passive. Their passive actually means that they need to be able to figure out what happened so that they can use it to see when they need to use their tactical. It basically builds on each other. Because if you see like, ooh, someone was here like 10 seconds ago, maybe it's a good thing to scan.
Yeah.
But one thing that we need to mention, which may not even be in the notes, but it's just, you see it if you play the game. You see what direction the scan comes from if you're on an opposing team.
Yeah, but it's true. Sometimes. Because sometimes I've had it where I'm on a different... Where I'm against this Bloodhound and then all of a sudden I see a scan. The thing is, I can't tell which direction it came from because I'm right at the edge.
Oh yeah, do you remember the Bloodhound that was right above us scanning us, but it couldn't scan us for some reason?
Oh yeah,
we were...
Where was we? I can't remember.
We were like in the swamp. We were under the building, and he tried scanning.
Oh yeah, we were in the bombs. It was
anything.
swamp. So if you've been on Kings Canyon, swamps is to the east. To the east, there are buildings which you can go underneath. The Bloodhound was, I believe, either on the first or second floor of that building.
Mm-hmm.
And they scanned, and because we were right underneath them, they could not hit us with that scan. Because it's a cone, so it should go down below. But I think it's because we were directly below them.
Yeah, or we may have even been behind them, technically. They may have been... Like, we may have been sitting, like, a meter behind them or something.
Oh, no, it was right in front of me. Because I saw it come down.
Lol. So they just couldn't scan us?
Yeah. So, strategies. If you're trying to go against Bloodhound and not get scanned, go below them.
Then that leads us into their ultimate ability as well.
Yes.
Which is called...
Beast of the Hunt.
I really forgot it myself this time.
Which it takes... The charge time on that is 180 seconds, which is... How long in minutes?
This was the one ability that I would think for Bloodhound that could actually use a bit of a buff. And I told this to Perry, and I don't know what she thought about the buff because she hadn't really answered about it. I said that when Bloodhound uses their ability, their ultimate, at the beginning when they do it, it should also do a scan, like their tactical, but not like a regular scan, but like a 360 scan.
Yeah.
Like around them. Maybe not the full 60 meters, but like maybe a reduced distance, like 40 meters, or maybe the 20, like in the beginning, but all around them.
But I have a feeling like
so it also helps their
that
opponent.
Would work, especially if it was at a shorter distance, for the fact of, it's like, because they're like in a beast mode in a way.
Yeah.
So they would only be focusing on what is like in their close vicinity. So then you could tell if there's one person in front of you or one person behind you, which one do you go for first? Like that type of thing. Yeah,
so that's the thing that I said that what I wanted. So the difference is it doesn't like what I like. You could have basically made that deduction yourself, but it doesn't do the scan. Basically, what it does, it makes Bloodhound see more things and it makes them see opponents. Like they're just like red silhouettes at that point that move, so they're easy to spot because the background in Apex, like the color scheme of Apex, is a bit more drab and gray. It's not super colorful, the game, so and everything is still toned down a bit more, so so you can really see the silhouettes.
The reason they do that, actually I read, it's actually on here in my notes, that everything is black and white except for some things. Let me have a look. One moment, I'm trying to find this. Oh yeah, enemy abilities that are still partially coloured are gas, perimeter security, dome protection, lifeline, shield wall, phasing wraiths. Those are the things that like you can still kind of partially see
in color. Because they have to stand out a bit, because you have to be able to see them.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be bad if you don't see the caustic gas if you're going...
yeah, that would be bad, but it would also be really bad if you could not see where that phasing wraith was, because it would be like the same colour.
Yeah, but you also see through the gas at that point.
Yeah, you can see through the gas.
So that means that it gives you an extra... Like, you could shoot at the caustic in the gas at that point. This is one of the caustic counters. People forget about... Like I heard people say a lot that caustic is his own counter, but like Bloodhound is one of the caustic counters because you can see through.
There's actually a few caustic counters.
Yeah, there's also... Well, we can get to it later.
Yeah, we can get to that later. But something about the Beast of the Hunt was added actually only recently in February, which I did not know. It was added in February. I thought that was a normal thing. Which was, if you down a player, you get 5 seconds added to the Beast of the Hunt timer. Not if you kill them, it doesn't count.
No.
But yeah.
That's a good thing, but I would still do the 360 perimeter scan, so that it also gives a benefit to your teammates when you do your Beast of the Hunt thing. But that's what I wanted to say about Bloodhound. I don't want to get too much into the counters thing. We were just doing the abilities, otherwise this is gonna get too long.
I'll probably talk about some in the future.
So the next character that we have would be Gibraltar or
Gibby.
Gibby. Yeah.
The Shielded Fortress is what his name is.
And that's another very apropos name, because all their abilities basically work with that, because their passive ability, it's not there's a bit of a thing, you don't need to do anything to have your passive ability. It doesn't really count for this one because it's basically his gun shield. You have to be aiming to basically use his passive at that point.
I actually remember that name.
Yeah, it's called the gun shield, right? I remember that.
It is.
I think I remember.
Did you want his quote?
What?
Did you want his quote? I actually searched up all these quotes and I was trying to find the right one that would fit, and I was I'll just go for this one because it's kind of true in a way.
What is it?
I'm here to watch your back, brother.
Yeah, I mean it's
that's he that's his thing. Is he wants to protect people. He wants to look after the little guys.
Well, a lot of his a lot of the abilities are defensive.
They are.
You have the gun shield. I mean, there's not much to say about it. It just gives a bit of an extra shield.
Shield sometimes, yeah.
And how much damage can it take?
At
this point, because it's been nerfed and buffed and nerfed and buffed.
Yeah, no, it was buffed, then it was nerfed recently, which now it takes 50. So the original, so funny enough, back in April of last year, it was 50 and they would put it up to 75.
75 is almost your normal health extra. It's like having double health bar.
Then March of this year, they reduced it back to 50 from 75.
I mean, it makes sense. It's half an extra health bar, so it's a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone was going. He was too overpowered at the time, because you would go into fights and then you see a Gibby and you'd be down straight away. Oh, great.
Yeah, well, you can say that it's easy to hit, but you have to. The problem with Apex is you don't have much health, so when someone sees you and they're first to hit you, there's a big chance that they're also going to be the one to down you. If you get to see them first, there's also a bigger chance that you're going to be the ones to down them.
That is true.
Because you don't have much health in this game, actually, technically speaking, and that's the thing.
You said that is kind of true, but it's I saw some people before. I think it was when we.
It also depends on if they can hit you, because if you're too far away and they're shooting shittly and they don't hit you, I mean.
If they're trying to fire a wingman at hip firing a wingman.
Isn't always that hard. I feel like it's one of the easiest guns to the hip.
Never hip fire a wingman.
No, never hip fire a sniper rifle. A wingman is easier to
unless it's a triple take.
Unless it's okay.
Never. Yeah.
Have you tried using a sniper without doing aim down sight? It shoots it shoots a 90-degree angle. It shoots the completely opposite. It's it's gonna shoot yourself in the head when you shoot with it like that. It doesn't work at all. But that's a slight distraction there. So Gibby also has it's called Dome of Protection, or what is it called?
Dome of Protection.
Is that literally what it's called?
Which is a 30-second cooldown, and once you throw it, it will stay up for 12 seconds.
Yes.
And healing items are 15% faster within the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And you can revive people very fast in the dome.
I mean, it has the same upside as being, and downside as being indoors, apart from that you're visible. Because if you're, it still has the same tactical abilities, like in disabilities, because if you're inside of it, I mean, there could be people sneaking up behind you, and if they get into it, you may have a false sense of, oh, I'm safe, and they could shoot you from the back, so it's not like it's a super protective thing. And
there is something that I did notice when I wrote down, which is the dome blocks the line of sight of things like the perimeter fence and Crypto's Neuralink, which is basically his scan.
Wait, what?
So I guess when you're inside the shield, you can't see when you're looking through it,
Yeah.
you can't see like what's in like electrical bits of the fence, and you can't see crypto can't see you in the dome. Like
Well,
it won't light up.
There's a problem with the dome as well, which it does really draw attention to you.
It does.
It's like
you throw it down. It's like, hey, I'm here.
It's like a blue light bulb just comes on. Like,
oh, well, for you it's blue. For other people it's orange.
Yeah. Wait, why is it blue for me?
Because it's your teammate.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If your teammate throws one down, it's blue.
Oh yeah. Otherwise it's orange. Yeah. True.
It's orange if it's a bad person.
The other thing is I think that because the ability draws you in so easily, it's like, oh, there it is, and it's because it still comes down to like if two people rush into it, it's still not really that protective because then it's still 2-on-1. If you get a team that's like, let's just rush into that thing, because Gibby can't shoot from inside of it.
No, you can't shoot from inside of it. You can't shoot from outside. So
there's no real benefit apart from the fact that you're in it and you can heal.
But it is fun when you're like popping in and out with an enemy on the opposite opposite.
If your enemies are far enough, you can basically use it to pop in and out to basically get. Oh, I need to reload. Get back in.
Oh no, but it's a close battle ones that are funny.
Yeah,
because like hello, did it?
Sometimes it's funny if you're like a close battle because sometimes you run in on your enemy runs in and you run out and it's like oh no.
Yeah, you're just like going around in circles like a
So that, but I would give it like I feel like this could need like it could use a slide buff.
Really?
I mean, wouldn't it be like what if it made people invisible inside of it?
Yes and no.
I mean, it gives you a tactical advantage. It doesn't really give much of a
It gives you a tactical advantage, but
I don't think it gives much of a tactical.
They will still know you're there.
True, but you can, if you come from the right side of it, you can basically shoot them before they see you. If they're aiming to the left.
Who knows?
Because now I feel it doesn't give much of a tactical advantage, but apart from oh shit, we're almost dead. Now we can heal.
Well, no, because you've also heard the thing of you stand in there.
Yeah.
And you go, okay. You look around. And he's like, okay, they're revived. They're healing. Whilst your teammates healing up, you can sit there and go.
I mean, it gives
which angle?
Yeah, it gives you a bit of a strategical retreat, but it doesn't. But at the same time, it also gives your opponents a bit pause to think because you're in there, unless you're thirding another squad. But if you're just there, if you're just there and the opponent's there, you retreating in there gives them the chance to retreat in there and just think about their stuff. So it's not really an advantage over your opponents.
True.
That's what I'm saying. And then you have their ultimate ability, which actually has not much to do with the fact that obviously it has nothing to do with his tactical and with his passive. They work together, but it's something completely different.
Do you know what it's called?
No.
Defensive bombardment.
Yes.
So the reason, like, we all worked out was like the fact of this: if you throw down your dome and then throw down the tactical, it will either push your enemies towards you into the dome or out of the dome, like out of the circle. So you can, that way is also another way of strategically getting, can we heal up, can we escape this way, can we do this?
I mean, it also depends on where you drop it. If you're gonna push people, the easiest way to push people, it is obviously if you drop it kind of behind them somewhere, like,
yeah.
So they have to dodge the first one and then they can't really retreat because of bombardments going on behind them. And if you have it closer to yourself, it basically pushes people away. So that's... I don't think this needs any type of like buff or debuff. If it bombs you, you can't really... If it hits you, you're also slowed down because you can't start running at that point, which is something I noticed because I got stuck in it once and I only could retreat, but I couldn't retreat the right way because then the Gibby would have gotten me.
Yeah.
So I was fucked either way. But I still almost survived because I could pick up a purple body shield along the way.
Yeah, you picked up, like, you just about survived. You got to me in time, but I did actually pick you up almost.
Yeah, but you kind of forgot that you were playing Lifeline to some degree and you didn't use Doc. Otherwise, we may have actually made that. Whatever. That's completely beside the point. So that was basically what I wanted to say about Gibby. There's not much else, right?
Can I actually tell you about one of the funny things about his patch notes that I saw?
Okay.
Fixed issue where Gibraltar's epic skin on Xbox One causes crashes. That made me giggle so much last night. I was like, that's funny. It's almost as bad as Bangalore's skin. that would make her invisible. That was hell.
Then we have the next character, and I'm gonna fuck this up. Is it Lifeline?
You're
Next?
correct. It is Lifeline.
I'm trying to visualize the select screen.
Yeah. Combat medic.
Combat.
Combat medic.
Come back, medic. That's when you.
That's actually with me and you.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, where you going? Come back.
I mean, that happens. I mean, the thing. This is one of the characters that you used to play. Then you had to abandon the character because they fucked it up.
I had to abandon it
badly.
It was just the beginning of season 5 because they, I think it was like they added something to it by accident, which made it much easier for people to shoot you.
Yeah, they gave her no love with that buff.
Notes.
But then they gave her some extra love with the last buff, and this one made her.
Oh my god!
Like,
yeah, as soon as the new thing. So originally. Actually, we can talk about it in a minute.
We're just gonna talk about the character's abilities because
I think we both.
I think we both agree that this character doesn't need a buff anymore at this point. It's fine.
Yeah, she's OP.
No, I think it's good.
If you don't get the lifetime down in time,
yeah,
you run over, pick up your teammate, continue shooting. Then that one gets
well,
up.
Perry, you saw the entire gameplay of the people playing the competitive. Nobody was playing Lifeline, so she does.
No, but funny is, I was watching a clip earlier where this person was the only one left on their team.
Yeah.
They weren't the Lifeline. They knocked 2 people, ran out trying to find where this last person was. The Lifeline ran in there, revived both their teammates. This person ran back in, downed the 2 people again. Lifeline picked up one of them. They were trying to attack the Lifeline. The Lifeline ran away. And then they killed the other person. It was like a thing of like, let me pick you up, let me pick you up, let me pick you up. It was like, what the fuck?
So, Lifeline.
So her passive.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost it. There she is. Her pass. Oh wait, her quote.
What was the quote? Which one did you pick? Oh no.
I've forgotten how to do Lifeline's accent.
We need to do the accent.
It says, breathe easy, watch your side, and never quit.
Uh-huh.
Silver. Yeah. It's hard to do accents, which trying to think of it is like, because it's always like, I will say this now, so there are some keywords when you try to do accents.
So,
her passive is called Combat Revive, which replaced Combat Medic.
Mm-hmm.
So Combat Medic used to be able to pick people up super fast. So the shield so originally Doc would come out, shield would deploy in front of you whilst you pick up your teammate. But they added Combat Revive where you would place down Doc basically when you revive your teammate, leave them and get back into the fight, or leave them to get up and pick up your other teammate by hand without the help of the shield.
By the way, Doc is the little flying robot thing.
Actually, I have it.
Where is it?
Actually, I have the name somewhere.
It's kind of shaped like a turtle. It can fly.
Doc is basically a turtle. Oh, here you go. It's called Drone of Compassion.
Lol.
This thing I've just found out. It's like I'm finding out all the names. It's like that's Doc. Then you have Hack. Then you have. I don't think there's anyone else who's named anything. I mean.
You have the little plushy Nesties, but
oh my god, the Nesties! Oh, don't.
So whatever. So you have that. Yeah, well, you have a bit of a change in ability there because now you can pick up 2 teammates, which or you can pick up 1 teammate and just continue firing, but the other teammate is shielded.
Oh, there is a second passive technically.
There's a second passive. What?
Which is the supply bins.
Oh yeah.
You have blue supply bins, which basically when you open it, it will open up in the second compartment as your lifeline, which will give you either. Is it here? It doesn't say it. It's like health items, stuff to add on to weapons.
Yeah, like hop ups and stuff.
Hop ups, and that's about it. There used to be knockdown shields, the ones that you put up to make sure you don't get shot, but they removed that chance because there were some cases where you would get 2 knockdown shields and nothing else.
Lol. So yeah. So the next ability is it called Doc or does it have another name?
It's Doc Healing Drone.
Uh-huh. So
which is tactical, which you can throw down Doc to your teammates or yourself, and you can heal yourself, your health. It says it. Wait, what was it? Oh yeah, it heals 7.5 health per second, up to a maximum of 150. It lasts 20 seconds. Which you used to be able to push Doc around. They actually patched that out, so now it stays in place. Instead, it just raises to the point that you can't actually get... like, you're like jumping, it's like, Doc, heal me, Doc. No, don't disappear. No, oh.
It flies away.
Yeah, sometimes, like, Doc will fly up and then you can't get heals.
And then you have... Because the thing is, actually, when it comes to Lifeline, one of her best things is just her, like, passive ability, to be honest, right? At this point. They just gave her passive such a buff that just basically balances it out. Her ultimate...
Her ultimate is Care Package. Which that takes takes 360 seconds to charge. It calls in a drop pod with 3 high quality attachments, consumables or / gear. Which will so one half would be like a body shield helmet or knockdown shield. Second slot would be shield cells, shield battery, syringes, medkits, or phoenix kits, and the third half will either be digital threats, like weapon attachments, digital threats, scopes and stuff like that.
But it's not as like the actual care packages that the game just provides you themselves are bigger. They have more in them, right? There's a difference between the care packages that the game just lets come down.
Yeah.
There's like more items in those than there are normally in the... No?
Well, in Lifeline's care package, there's more items than there are in the...
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, I guess I was
in
mixed up.
in the normal one, like the ones that the AI drops.
Yeah.
They only have... They have a chance of a gold weapon, so Kraber, Mastiff... No, not Mastiff anymore. Kraber, Peacekeeper, Devotion. Sometimes a shield, which could be a gold shield, a Phoenix kit, or any health item. I think that's, and like 1 or 2 attachments. Like they only have 1 of each though.
But it could just help you, give you the edge and give you proper material.
Yeah.
Or it could just help you set down a decoy thing for enemies to run into. So
I've actually done that once.
You can just call it down and then just stake it out.
If you're in like a tough situation or like you don't know what to do, if you've got your Lifeline drone, it's like drop, place it a little bit away from you, wait back, and then like if you got a sniper or something, just snipe them out if they're gonna try and pick it.
So it can be used for that as well.
Yeah.
But that's all about Lifeline at this point.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Funny thing is, originally you used to be able to get gold shields in it. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
In the drop, but they removed it because it wasn't meant to be there.
So next character would be Pathfinder.
Yes, the forward scout, which is it actually took me a while to pick their quotes.
Yeah.
But this one just made me smile.
So what is it?
Good luck, have fun, don't die.
So he's called the forward scout, but he was a bit too forward somewhere in the beginning, I guess, and Apex, the creators of Apex didn't really like that much.
Yeah, so that was his tactical.
It was like at Respawn they were like, oops.
Well, no, it was like so normally you would use Pathfinder to scout areas. So you would get high ground, look around, see what you get. What people were using Pathfinder for, his grapple specifically, was
to rush in and
rush out. Because originally their grapple was... One moment. It's here somewhere. That's October. That's May. There we go. It was 15 seconds originally. And then they buffed it by 20 more seconds, so it's now 35 seconds. So you use the grapple and it's going, okay, 35 seconds, let's wait. Let's get this battle done.
And then, well, we skipped over his passive, but his passive was basically the ability to, you have those little
It's called
beacons,
Insider Knowledge.
and you have those little beacons, basically.
Yeah.
And he basically finger blasts them.
He finger blasts them to scan for the next ring.
Then he just smokes a cigarette. It's like, was it good for you? And then it tells him what the next ring is going to be.
As I believe it was Pathfinder's voice actor, whenever they go to the beacon, it's like, I'm going to Netflix and chill with this beacon.
Lol.
Like, words out to the voice actors because I fucking love them all. Especially Lego Clark. You're beautiful.
So we talked about the grapple as well, which basically gets you, normally is to get you to basically
It actually says
look
it,
at locations.
description. Grapple to get out of reach places quickly. That's the description.
Yes. And it's actually supposed to be for like a type of lookout snipe scenario, not really to rush in and rush out, which too many
It's
people
basically
were
to
doing.
get high advantage.
Because if too many people would do that, but that would make Octane look useless. But let's continue. He also has an ability that's good for the team, which is his ultimate, which is his zipline. Is it just called zipline or
It's zipline gun.
Zipline gun. So he just shoots the zipline.
Who's ready to fly on a zipline?
And then you can just go up the zipline with your entire team. Downsides to the zipline, opponents can use it because you can't break it back down.
However, now you can't. So originally, whenever somebody would put a zipline over the end ring, people would just hop on and off of it.
Yeah.
You can only do that 3 times now. So it's 1, grab, 2, grab. It's like you can almost grab it, and then when it gets the 3rd time, there's a cooldown and you drop.
So they made it so that people can just be constantly hopping on the zip lines.
However, I did see during I think it was it the North American Global Series? Yeah. I think it was Team Aim Assist, the one I was rooting for. They actually used that in the end ring.
Lol.
The end ring, they went up 1, 2, 3, and then dropped on them.
If there was one thing I would give to Pathfinder, it would be to buff his ultimate basically, and to make it so that he can take down his zip lines whenever he wants. So let's imagine a team is coming up and you're like, nope, and the zip line
There
just
was actually a
disappears.
way you could do that, but I don't know if they patched
And then
it
they
out
fall
or not.
down. That would be hilarious.
Well, you could actually. I think it was like in the past that you could do like a fake zipline in a way. So you'd put it right in the middle of a doorway.
Yeah.
And go up high. If somebody went on it and you close the door on it smashes.
I mean, I think when it comes to Pathfinder's 2 thing, I would like it so that you can take down your zip lines, because it's like giving the benefit to your opponents. You can take down your Loba black market, so you should be able to take down your zip line, right? I mean, that comes up later, but I'm going to say that's the comparison I want to make. So you should be able to take down your zip line whenever you want. I mean, if your cooldown still applies, so if one of your teammates fall down, well, then it's like, okay, oops, sorry. Now, there's a downside to it as well. And I would slightly lower the cooldown of his zipline,
Just by 10 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like the 35 seconds is a bit
35 is a
long.
lot. I feel like if they did it to 25, that'd be a lot better, because then people will still not be like going headfirst into battles.
Yeah.
But they will be thinking more strategically, because I know that there are some people who are Pathfinder mains have played Pathfinder again and they go, we can think about this differently, because they used to be somebody that like literally went in like just headfirst into battles, and then if it wasn't going away, they would zip line out of there. But now they were like, okay, let me get high ground. Okay, now use my zipline and punch her.
So yeah, because also zipline people and bring them towards you and punch them.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so much fun when
you can also zipline people over the edge of the map if you.
Oh yeah.
If you are on one of those things, you can be like, oops.
Oh yeah. If somebody knocks you off, and you grappled that person just in time, you can pull them down with you.
That's also good.
It's so literally get over here.
There's some upsides and some downsides. Yes.
It's like get over here. Oh my god! I really want to see Pathfinder.
No, it sounds like a puppy, version of Scorpion. Like
that's what Pathfinder is.
Okay, so let's continue.
He's a puppy version of Scorpion.
So after Pathfinder, we still have a few of the original characters to go. Now we would have.
Do you remember?
Wraith.
Correct.
Yes. And
I can't say.
I
this
don't know
word.
her passive ability, to be honest. Actually, I never play her, so I don't.
Ready for this? Her like little bit is interdimensional skirmisher.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, she just disappears.
This one actually took me a while to think of a quote as well, to find a quote for her. But this one is, the will is out there, looking for you. It'll find you if you let it. Mm-hmm. Which, I saw that and I was like, that's basically how you think.
I mean, that's kind of, it makes sense if you're someone who can see, like, multiple dimensions or some shit.
And her passive is Voices from the Void. Which, if somebody aims at you...
Yeah, okay, that's her passive. Yeah, true.
Somebody's aiming at you. Or, I think someone's got a shot on you. It's like, that's literally...
Yeah, she has that kind of, like, if somebody's aiming at her, she can...
if there's a danger, it will... So, yeah, if an enemy is aiming at you, if an enemy with a sniper rifle is aiming at you, a grenade is thrown at you, there are traps nearby, there are many enemies nearby, and if many people have died. So
it's actually a worse version... No, it's not necessarily worse version. It's a different version of Bloodhound's passive.
In a way,
they can basically, they don't see where it is. Like, she doesn't see where it is. She just has to, like, she knows that somebody's, and she also has the added benefit to know that somebody's aiming at her, which Bloodhound doesn't know. So it has, like, some better aspects to it and some worse aspects to it. I don't think it's all that strong, but then she does have her tactical ability, which is the what's it called? That's the thing where she just, like, disappears
into the void. Or sometimes phasing.
Oh yeah. Or when their enemy is just called follow that line that flies.
Yeah, follow the line that's going past you. Which actually, originally you actually could not, when you're in the void.
Yeah.
You couldn't see where enemies were. You can now see where enemies are.
Okay.
So that's the reason.
But the enemies also see you too easily.
That's true, but the reason why it's actually talking about her.
Mm-hmm.
She was meant to be somebody that you could back out of a fight, but not in the way people think. It's like you back out, but you strategize and flank them. That's what she was made for, not just fully back out of the fight. Like, fuck this fight, I'm out of here.
She was supposed to just be able to flank
and like reposition your team.
But she can't really reposition herself as much because you just have to follow the stupid line.
It's true.
It's just they need to get rid. That's the one buff that I would say that you shouldn't be able to see where she's going. Maybe teammates, but you like as an opponent shouldn't be able to see where Wraith's going. They shouldn't have that little blue line going. That's one thing.
Oh no, I think they do that because otherwise it should be too OP.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, yeah.
But now it's too obvious. They should find something less obvious then. Then you have the what's it called? Her ultimate
Dimensional Rift, which you can place two basically portals. So one at one end, like if you're like trying to like reposition your team behind another enemy. If you're in front of the enemy originally, you place one portal there and go all the way around them. It's
also a very popular trick to trick people. You just basically go in and then you just go behind it and you put some traps or whatever. You put some gas traps or.
Oh no, it's not just that. It's also if you get a portal, leave your two teammates there, go up behind an enemy and kidnap them. put the portal right behind the enemy.
Yeah.
And if they go they go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
They go through the portal and go back to your teammate when they get killed. It's called kidnapping, and do not do it. I'm lucky I have never been on that receiving end of that.
I mean, but you also have the thing where if it's like if there's like a void thing, like what was it called? Dimensional rift?
Yep.
If there's a dimensional rift and it's close to a bunker, then it'd also be like, maybe not go in there. Because
if you see one near bunker, it's
unless
like
you're caustic, then you can
it's like let's either gonna go into a room where they're gonna trap you,
or it's gonna go to gas.
Oh, that's just bringing back memories of bunker traps. That made me look at bunker differently when I saw all those videos for the bunker traps.
Yeah, I still just think that her second ability, like the Into the Void thing, is just too obvious. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at least they made it shorter.
Yeah, it's just a bit. Maybe she should just have higher speed so that you can't follow her that easily. Maybe that's it. They should give her more distance and more speed with it.
Originally it was, but they stopped it because...
So that she runs like as fast as Octane maybe when she's doing that.
I think she does.
Because otherwise it's easy to just like follow the stupid line that's there.
Oh no, she did have a movement boost.
Yeah.
But they removed it.
No, they should bring that back.
Wait, yeah.
I feel like that ability is still just... I see too many games, like every time you see that ability used in like a game, you see just somebody following that line. It's like, bang, bang, and she's down.
Well, technically she did have a boost for like a month.
Yeah, whatever. I think it needs more. I think that...
Oh no, it was a week, sorry. She had a boost for a week, which was, they gave her the wrong hitbox. Let's leave it at that. Okay,
so, now the next character would be one of the characters that has the least amount of patches so far, I think.
Like, she's only had 3 patches.
Especially...
Oh, wait, no, wait, 4 patches.
Which is especially weird since she's one of the first characters as well, still. We're still in the original cast. And it's Bangalore.
Yeah. Which...
You got a quote?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So, yeah, it's Bangalore Professional Soldier. Mm-hmm. And then the quote is, clips of what civvies use in their hair. This is called a magazine. Which every time I hear that, I'm like, damn, girl.
It's sassy.
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 Her passive is called Double Time, which is okay. If somebody's aiming at you or firing at you, it will make you faster for like a little bit. So
if it's like, whoops, I've got to run away.
Yeah, so yeah, it activates upon being hit, or when bullets / grenades barely miss you, giving you a 30% increase in speed for 2 seconds.
So it's one of those characters that if somebody's playing them, you could assume that they have a more aggressive playstyle as well. Just because of that, they could be like, and run in. I don't find anything wrong with that. It's a passive ability. Like, some passive abilities are really strong. Like for example, Lifelines. It's one of the few ones that has actually a really, really strong passive. But a lot of the passives are just like, they do help a bit. But it's not all like Bloodhound and Lifeline where they do a lot of stuff. This one does help a bit, and it does work with the rest of what she does, but she's a bit of a mixed bag with abilities because they kind of work together, but they're also very similar, very different. And it's somewhat similar to Gibraltar to some degree. Because her tactical are smoke bombs, right? I don't know what they're called.
It is smoke launcher, a tactical.
And she can shoot it twice, right? Like
twice, yes.
And then you basically cover an entire area in smoke, and that means that you can basically...
You can also deal 10 damage to an enemy if it explodes near them.
Yeah, if you actually hit them with the smoke bomb, which is 10 damage, which you might as well just be shooting them. Even
well, it's actually good sometimes because you might need that advantage just a little bit.
Yeah, it could help at that point.
If you fire 2 of them and hit them, it's 20 damage.
Which, yeah, okay, it's already something. But then the gas itself, I think she can't see through it herself, can she?
No, she can't see through it.
So it doesn't really provide her much of a benefit. As
Like, in my thing, it's like a tactical retreat in a way.
Yeah, it's not really... Even though a lot of people who use Bangalore play really aggressive and use it to charge, they just throw the gas down and they fire in it randomly.
Sometimes they have what the only thing that can see through it is a digital threat, or the digital threat for the sniper.
So a lot of the times a Bangalore who's smart could be like, hey, I'm playing Bangalore, can you give me that tactical threat? You don't need that as much as I do.
That, or if you have a Bloodhound on your team, you can throw it down.
And they can go in with their
and they
Beast of the
can
Hunt.
see through it.
Yeah. They could scan or use the Beast of the Hunt, I guess.
Yeah.
Or you could use your caustic gas and see through it. That's another thing that we're gonna get up to. Even though that doesn't work all the time, because caustic gas.
However, you have to be careful if you are near an interceptor pylon.
It could also stop the.
If you smoke near one,
yeah,
the interceptor pylon will grab the smoke and will stop it before it can go off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another one. That's. I mean, I think that one's fine. I don't really know how to. I've seen people talk about this though. Apparently, there's electric gas in.
Yes, there is in
Titanfall.
It's almost, in a way, it's kind of like the Arc Star.
Yeah.
So you would throw a grenade. It was like a smoke grenade, but like it releases like a electric throughout it.
Yeah.
It's an anti-Titan weapon.
It would be cool to have a bit of that. Like, that would be a buff that I would say would work. For example, if you're too low, if you stick in the in the smoke, it's like electrical charge smoke maybe, and it could.
Yeah.
Your shield could lower slowly if you stay in it too long.
Almost like an Arc Star, I'd say.
Yeah, that would be an ability.
Or maybe like how caustic gas is like, it ticks.
Yeah, it would tick on the shield instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if you're in there for like 1 second, it's 1 tick, but then it goes up to 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 4 ticks, 10 ticks being the highest.
And I would say to basically make it so that people who play as Bangalore don't play too aggressive, I would make it so that Bangalore isn't immune to it herself, so she doesn't need to go into that smoke. I would make it that way. And then her ultimate, which is don't
you have the document open in front of you?
No, I have the audios in front of me. The audio levels. Trying to keep.
It's called Rolling Thunder.
Yes, and it's.
It calls an artillery strike that slowly creeps across the landscape.
Yeah, so it goes. It's
missiles land in a 6x6 square, which deals. Each explosion deals 40 damage and slows enemies.
And it is fairly similar to what Gibby does, right?
Yeah.
Because it also slows down, it also explodes. It also
slows down your own teammates if they're in it.
And that's the same with Gibby as well, so there's a lot of similarities between that.
Except the fact that if Gibby's in that, he does get damaged by his own.
Bangalore doesn't?
I think Gibby's ultimate like destroys everything. Oh, I have to go back.
You mean like gas traps and everything? Could be. That's something we forgot to say then with Gibby's part.
I know, I just, you were going so far ahead.
Well, I'm trying to keep this spaced properly because you stick too long with characters.
It doesn't actually say it on here, but I could have sworn like if Gibby or anyone's underneath it, it does hurt them as well.
Well, I remember that it does team damage. I just didn't know that the Bangalore one doesn't do team damage.
No, it doesn't do team damage, it just slows them. It says it here.
Oh, it also slows your teammates, though.
Yeah, it says, each explosion deals 40 damage and slows enemies. This ability cannot damage squad mates, but it can, and it still will cause the slowing effect.
Okay. So that's interesting to know the difference between those two, then. I wouldn't change anything about the ultimate, actually. I know they're too similar in a lot of people's opinions.
I did say there was one thing that I wanted to be able to do.
What was that?
Which is, with Watson, she can stack ultimate accelerants. Bangalore is a soldier, which in my mind she would be able to stack grenades or something.
Oh, you mean like she has the second passive ability because her first one's kinda...
Yeah, which means like, so she can like basically be supplied.
No. That was a good thing, but I also had something for. Like, see, we have something for all our abilities basically. Like I said, we have the secondary passive, like you said, like she could stack grenades, even if it's just like 2 grenades or something instead of 1.
Yeah.
Then she could have the ability of, like I said, the electric smoke, which basically breaks down your armor, but she has to stay out of it herself because it affects herself as well. Then her ultimate, we did have something for her ultimate, because you basically see those bombs fall, so you see where they are. I wanted her to be able to either just let them fall and explode, or control the explosion when it happens, like have like a button like that you press and then it's like, oh, now they explode, so that you can kind of set it up like a minefield, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but it's true, you could set up like a minefield. That
would be cool. So that's those 3 things. If all of those 3 things would happen, she would become OP, I guess.
She'd become OP, but she would also be more used. Because she's
would she be really OP? Because I don't think my minefield thing doesn't add too much to it. The gas basically makes the gas, which is now just a retreating, a bit better, and your thing just makes it so she can have like 1 grenade per like stack extra, which I mean, no, I think all those 3 abilities would basically balance her out with the rest, because she didn't receive much love.
She's not that like most like.
She didn't receive enough love for now. Only people who use her are the people who play aggressive but don't want to play Octane, I guess.
Yeah.
That's who I see play Bangalore at this point. Next one would be. Are we at the final one of the original characters that you don't have to buy?
Bangalore was actually the final one that you don't have to buy.
Oh yeah, true, because then we're at Caustic at this point.
Yes,
so this is the first actual character.
This is the first. So these 2 were also originally in the original, but you had to buy them with either legend tokens or Apex coins.
So you couldn't play them immediately unless you bought Apex coins immediately and just bought those characters.
True. He is called the Toxic Trapper.
Yes, because he has gas. He has gas.
Do you want to read this quote, or should I?
Maybe I should read it this time.
It is.
Maybe I need to sound very grumpy then.
It's more like this. It's more sophisticated. It's like.
I do not care who makes the kill, as long as I can observe it die. Oh, my voice is a bit too gravelly because it's.
Nah, I still like the caustic in the game more.
Yeah, obviously.
You may look like him, you just don't sound like him.
Okay, I'm too polite.
You're too polite.
Wow! Wow.
So his passive ability is Nox Vision, which does not work sometimes.
A lot of the times. And I sometimes feel like other people have Nox Vision.
Yeah. So he is immune to the effects of his own gas, along with enemy caustics.
Yes.
So that's usually what people say, like, caustic counts as caustic, because that was at the time it was.
And he should be able to see through his own gas, which is the Nox Vision thing, but he doesn't always.
It says here, enemies inside the gas created from your tactical and ultimate abilities are highlighted green, similar to a threat scope. This vision is not obscured by walls or other obstacles. So if they did go in front of a wall whilst getting gassed, you could still see their outline. But because it's in the gas is the same color as the outline, it's really hard to see it.
Yeah, sometimes you don't see shit, and sometimes it seems like they see you first for no reason.
Yeah.
Even if they're not another caustic. It's like, what? It's very strange. So his tactical ability are his gas traps. I don't think they have a special name. They're just called gas traps.
Nox gas traps.
Nox gas traps. Which you have 3 of them, which you can put down at the same time. And
how many can you put down at a time?
You can actually put down 6 at a time, but you have 3 and then it needs to recharge for about, was it 20 seconds?
25 seconds.
25 seconds. And then you get another gas trap, and you get another one, and another one. And eventually when you put 6 down, the first one that you put down is going to disappear when you put another one down.
Um.
They also, how much damage do they do?
They do...
I think it's like 8 or something.
It deals 4 damage per second, but it's increased by 1 tick every time. The maximum being 10. So it's like 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's like 4, 5, 6. It's like...
So one problem is the gas is also supposed to slow you down, I think, but it doesn't.
Yeah, you're not allowed to sprint. You can't sprint in it.
You can't sprint in it, but it doesn't really affect that much, because I feel like a lot of people take 2 ticks from the gas and they're out of the zone, because the gas doesn't take up much space. Like, a lot of people just take like 4, 5. Oh, I took 9 damage from the gas and that's it. That's what happens most of the time.
Yeah.
The gas trap is also very slow to react, in my opinion.
Oh, unless you're Revenant Pathfinder at the moment, who only takes 7.
Yeah, that's a glitch that exists at the moment.
The funny thing is, I actually read this.
Which actually makes sense, because a lot of people that have been killing me as Caustic have been Pathfinders and fucking Revenants.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes a team of a Pathfinder and a
Revenant. They
Revenant.
added this to the patch. But the thing is, I don't think this is actually meant to be here.
What?
Which it says here, Stealth. Revenant and Pathfinder now take reduced damage from gas traps. Which says Stealth, as in like they didn't put it in the patch notes. But it's been recently found out that they're actually meant to take the same amount of damage.
Yeah, so that was a mistake. So it's
that's a bug.
Oops. And then you have his ultimate, which is his Nox gas grenades. Or what's it called?
Yeah, well done. Nox gas
Yay!
grenade. It's a Nox gas grenade. Well done.
It's
how long does it take to charge though?
Oof, that's a long time. I feel like it takes a long time. 5 minutes?
In seconds, please.
400 seconds.
No.
How long is it?
120 seconds.
It's only 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And it blankets a large area in Nox gas, which...
I think I should just use it more often. It just does like a distraction or something. If you're like at a high point, you just throw it far away so it thinks like, oh, someone's there. And they go that way. I don't know. I think I use it like 2 or 3 times in a battle, which means that I'm wasting chances for it to come back. Because 2 minutes is not that long.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I'm using it often enough.
But there is a problem, which is it will get shut down by Watson's pylon, which we've worked out, and I have been told off several times for accidentally putting down my pylon, and then he runs and throws his grenade, and then...
Yeah, it also stops your teammates. Oh, the fucking pylon is
you hate the pylon so badly. It's like, you throw your grenade, it's like... Where is it?
It's a mixed bag. We'll come back to that when we reach the pylon. Yeah, but there's something with Caustic. I feel like he needs a buff because it feels like his gas doesn't do much. Like a lot of the time, it's like the gas trap is easily avoidable. Like people come in and it's like, and by the time the gas trap actually goes off, people are outside again, and they didn't get hit once. Or if they get hit by the gas trap, it's like 1 tick. 2 ticks. They're out of the gas, and they only took 9 damage.
I think a way to counter that is if you're fighting somebody, and your Caustic is behind you, like one person fights, and then the other person throws the grenade in whilst they're fighting, like right behind them.
Yes, but do you remember yesterday there was somebody who was hiding behind a care package?
Day before.
All they could do is move away from the care package. Still, I used my Nox gas grenade, so the ultimate. How many ticks of damage did they take? 3 ticks of damage before they could just walk out of the area, and they were safe basically. It doesn't. I don't think it. I think the ticks needs to go faster. It shouldn't be per second. It should be per half a second. Should just double the damage.
Well, the thing is, some people may disagree with you on that because apparently, Caustic is too OP.
How? It's very easy to get out of that gas. Like a lot of the times. You only take 2 ticks. I think the damage should slow down over time. Maybe like it should... Or it should...
So at the beginning it's like 4, 5, 6, 7... And like slow down after.
It should actually be opposite of what it does now. Now it does like 4, 5, 6, 7. It should actually be more in the beginning and then go down. Because nobody stays in the gas for too long.
That's true.
Nobody stays in the gas for more than 2 ticks. Everyone, even people that are almost trapped in a room and have to break down a door to get away from the gas trap, get out before they get the 3rd tick of damage. I hardly ever have anyone who's stupid enough to take 3 ticks of damage from anything. Neither the Nox gas trap or the Nox gas grenade. So it feels like it's underpowered at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know how to fix it though. But this is the one that I play Caustic so much, and I don't know how to fix Caustic because the people who say it's OP, they're just wankers. I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like a lot of people have become more OP, and that has made Caustic just... Especially since the Nox vision doesn't work properly. That made him, like, far from OP.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, everyone thinks he's OP now is because more people are playing him because they've worked out, oh, he's actually pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, and you don't have to play defensive. You can throw your gas traps into buildings where opponents are, so...
But they can shoot him.
That's a new thing. That's a stupid thing that they came up with.
Well, it's a stupid thing, but the thing is that they did it because people would... But the thing is, if they're distracted by the gas traps that you're throwing in, you can flank them.
True. That's true.
I'm smart.
I mean, that works. But I still feel like Caustic could use a bit of a buff.
No, to stop
Probably just a damage buff.
Let's stop talking about your main and my love.
Or just make maybe the radius of the Nox grenade needs to be bigger. Like it needs to take up more space.
It should be a dome.
Should be a bigger explosion.
Should be a dome.
And the explosion of the Nox gas grenade should do damage if you're close enough, which it doesn't at this point.
Oh yeah, it should do like Bangalore's.
Just a 20 or something. So yeah, that's something. Whatever.
Well, if you hit somebody with it, actually, I don't know if it was on stream or not. I actually hit somebody with the Nox grenade when it bounced.
Yeah.
And it hit them.
Yeah.
I did 10. It's like if you hit somebody with a grenade in the face, it takes 10.
I think it should just do like the gas explosion in the beginning should just do like extra damage. If you're in a certain area, let's say the grenade lands with like within like 2 feet within your range or something, and it explodes, it should just do like 20 to 30 damage and then start sticking. Okay.
Yes.
So
now,
that's that.
I know how much you love Caustic, but we need to move on.
Let's go to the next character, which would be the final of the original lineup.
Oh, the original one, yes.
It's Mirage, who also used to kind of suck to some degree, and people wouldn't really play him all that much until...
It's called the Holographic Trickster.
Until he got a nice buff as well.
A very, 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 very big buff.
He got buff.
I will tell you about everything.
No?
But I'll first give him...
He got buff.
Oh my god. No, that's him. That's basically him. He'll be there posing like a strong guy, like, oh yeah, I'm this good.
Yeah. Was that a squad?
Oh no, that actually isn't his quote.
I think that was,
but that's actually kind of close. That would be something you would say, actually.
So what's his quote?
It's a good day to take out some fools and be back in time for dinner. I got pork chops tonight. I love pork chops. I had to get one that was like just to hit Mirage because they actually put a recipe in the game.
And he also said that if you have his little trophy thing.
Oh yeah, if you get his trophy, if there's a 0.0001 chance that if you hit with the trophy, the left hand will come out and hit somebody with a pork chop, which I fucking love that.
That sounds very silly, yeah. So his passive ability is a new thing, I guess.
Yeah, his passive ability is a new thing, which is called Now You See Me. Which when you will cloak when you're at respawn beacons or reviving a teammate. Which that originally used to not be there. But also it's basically a new adaptation on the original one, which is whenever you've been downed, you would go invisible for 5 seconds. Like there would be like... wait, what was it actually called originally? So I know it had a different name, I believe.
Yeah, it was the ability where you would just like go invisible for like 5 seconds after you. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't say what it's actually called.
I mean, this is a way better ability, so
yeah, it's a much. Oh no, yeah, it was called Encore. Originally, it was called Encore.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is another character, before we even get to all the stuff, I would say this is another character that doesn't need any buffs.
So yeah, he doesn't need a buff anymore, because as soon as Season 5 came out, they went, here you go, Mirage mains, have fun, and they
buffed
went
all
wild.
of the abilities, basically. So his second one is tactical ability, would be called... God damn it, what was it called? God damn it, Barry.
Psyched out.
So that's the one where he just makes a copy of himself.
Yeah, he basically throws in a copy, which originally that was what it was. You just threw down a copy of yourself.
And it just ran in that direction.
It would either ran in that direction, or if you're standing still, it would stand there. If you're crouching, it would crouch there. Like, it depends on where you point it at.
But now you can take control over it.
You can take control of it, yes.
So you can choose kind of the distance and the direction you are from it. And then if you walk behind cover, it basically would appear to other people like, oh, there's some Mirage walking there.
So I copied and pasted this, and it actually tells me what buttons to use. So if you're on keyboard, it's a H button. If you are on controllers, it's the down on the D-pad.
I mean, you could trick somebody really well with it if you...
Oh, I've done it.
If you make it so that the angle... Let's say somebody's up high there, and you're at an angle that they couldn't really see if
which one's which,
and you could basically be there almost invisible, and you could have yours there sitting like you're shooting. Then you could basically shoot from up there and hit them, and they would be like, oh, there he is down there, and then you shoot, it's like, oh no, it wasn't him, and then you can
the best ones is when like you're running,
you're
not controlling the other one, but that one runs ahead of you, and you just stop just stop in place, and the people go after that Mirage. And it's beautiful.
You can also run past your Mirage.
Yeah, apparently there are some bugs for it though, which is that little small rocks will destroy it.
Could happen, yeah. That's a silly one. But you could also, like I said, a lot of people will just use it, like have your Mirage and then control it. You could also run past your Mirage and then start controlling it, so it's running behind you. Then you basically have like a... I mean, because most people wouldn't do that, people would probably shoot the Mirage in the back if they see both of them. And at that point, I mean, you would have a bit of a warning that people are shooting at you. And then you have the his weird ultimate, which is basically the same thing, but it's just surrounded by...
So right now it's called Life of the Party, which it will deploy from where you are and in a semicircle round, and if you move, they move, and if depending on which way you go, they go the opposite way. Originally, it was actually originally called Vanishing Act. So you would cloak, and it would cloak you for a bit, and as you did your ultimate, several mirages would go outwards, but it was too obvious.
Yeah. It was very, very obvious.
They changed it. Like, I could literally read you out, like... So, he's had in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 patches. But the 7th patch was when they added it, which was in May of this year.
So yeah, that's about what we got for Mirage at that point as well.
Yeah.
So now we're actually moving into all of the season characters.
So season 1.
So at this point, season 1, yeah, because that was season 0, all the base characters.
Yeah, season 1. Well, technically it was like a month afterwards.
And season 1 gave us...
Who? Do you remember?
Yes.
Who?
I can't come up with his name all of a sudden. I'm
yeah,
blanking out.
See?
I'm blanking out.
Octane.
Octane, yeah, that was his name.
High Speed Daredevil.
Yes, the character that I really hate.
You despise.
I don't really hate the characters, mostly the mains, like the people that play them. It's like
the people who play him, like not just the mains. It's just the people who play him, like who go, I'm gonna go into this fight. Bye. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, that's a lot of times what you get. It's like overconfident, cocky people.
Cocky people, that's it.
Like some of them, like every now and then you get someone who can back it up, but still they never really make it into the top 10. They just get like 20.
It's me when I've gotten 7 kills.
Here's my 10 kills, and I'm like, oh yeah, but you didn't survive past 15 squats, so I mean, okay, I guess you have your kills. But you could go play any fucking deathmatch game and get some kills. This is a game about survival as well. It's not just about kills.
Unless you're in ranked, which kills help towards your end score.
I mean, they help, but they're also still secondary. You have to make it into the top 10.
Well, yes and no.
And then top.
I
assume if you go higher than where you are, which is the diamond.
If you go to platinum, which is minus, I think it was 30 something.
Yeah.
Which I had to get to, like, I don't remember, like, I can't remember what fucking sword, but it's easier to get kills. If you can drop somewhere, get a gun straight away and kill people.
Yeah.
You're in the good, then survive. But, like, if you're in, like, Predator or Master, is minus 60 RP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch. But yeah, that's completely aside. But I was saying about Octane, like, players are more aggressive players a lot because of the speed thing. So yeah, his base ability. What's his passive ability actually?
Swift Mend, which he will restore health over time.
Yeah, just like his base health. Yeah. Which is a bit of an upside because he more easily takes damage. I mean, it's harder to hit, but
he's hard to hit. The reason he has to have the mend thing is because he uses a stem, which is his tactical ability.
Which makes him take damage when he uses it.
Yep.
And it just makes him a lot faster, which makes him harder to hit. But it also makes him... I mean, you have to be a good marksman if you want to use stem ability in an attack, because you'd have to rush. And if you want to shoot while rushing, you're basically running faster, so it's harder to hit when you're running faster. So you'd have to be a better shot to play as...
Which they actually... It used to be 20%, but they raised it to 30%.
So that's basically that, and then you have his ultimate ability, which is his jump bat.
Which is, just like Mirage's, is a very short charge time, which is 60 seconds. So you can literally get a jump pad, throw it. Get a jump pad, throw it.
So yeah, I don't really have much to say about Octane in a bad or a good way in that point, because I mean, you have his jump patch, which it all basically works well with the what the character's supposed to be, and that's actually what a lot of people used Pathfinder for. He's supposed to be the character that can rush in and then basically rush back out if needed.
That's something I never know. Sorry, I just read something I didn't know.
So he basically has his stem to rush into battle, and he basically has his jump pad to get out of battle. Yes,
no, yeah, because they added recently as well, which was the double jump.
Yeah, so you also have a double jump to the jump pad, which is very Super Mario silly.
So you jump first, and then if you turn, you can jump another way.
Or you can jump in the same direction twice.
Yeah.
That's like what I did yesterday. I slid onto the jump pad, and then I did a jump, another jump, and we landed on that platform up there. And then I slid through the door, and I closed the door and put some gas trap down, like all inside a smooth movement.
The best way to do it is if you are trying to... I forgot what to say.
Oh.
You can bounce stuff off of it as well, so that's actually pretty good.
That's the next thing what I was going to say. Like you can use it very distractingly as well. You can, if you see, for example, that it's at a further distance, there's like enemies, you can try and get your gas trap a bit further, or even your Nox gas ultimate, or some other stuff.
So these are the things that can go off of
Grenades.
it. Ready?
Yeah.
Frag grenade, thermite grenade, arc stars, revenant silence, Bangalore smoke canister. The flares that they use for rolling thunder, and grenades for like defensive bombardment. Nox gas grenade. You can bounce them off and they go. Gas traps can go on it. Dome can go over it. Duck's healing drone will also go.
That's not a good one then.
And also other launch pads. Yeah, Mirage's decoys will bounce on it as well.
Lol.
But there was actually a time where you would throw a decoy onto it and it would destroy the jump pad.
What? That sounds like the opposite way around. Jesus. Wait, so you can basically have your Octane, you can have your Mirage. You can launch your Mirage.
I think I actually did that on a stream once. I like pinged my Mirage to go in, like my thing to go in front of me. It hit the jump pad. I went to bounce on the jump pad and I was like, where's the jump pad gone? Like it was gone.
Yeah, I've seen that one when there was one round where I was Octane for some reason. And that was when you throw like a gas trap on.
Yeah.
And we saw it fly away. And I was like, "Oops, where did that go?"
Yeah, it's like also my grenade. I went to throw a grenade into a room, and you were Octane, and it's like it wasn't even hitting the the jump pad, but it somehow bounced off of it anyway.
I feel like you can use a jump pad as a distraction as well.
Oh yeah.
If somebody walks into a room and there's like a jump pad and they just run into it, well, they would get kind of like
the best thing is
disoriented if they fly against the ceiling and then back.
Yeah, so you put two jump. See, this is a good way to do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna try do this.
What?
Put two jump pads at the door.
Yeah.
Watson fences in the center, along with gas traps. Done.
Then we need the full team for that. Okay. I mean, we're gonna try and set it up. I want to see what that does, whatever that was. So yeah, Octane. I don't think he really needs much of a buff because to begin with, the character's very small, so it's already hard to hit. Then he already runs fast, so that makes him even harder to hit. Then he has his fucking stam, which makes him even faster, which makes him even harder to hit. And then he has a jump pad, which got the buff for the double jump. So, I mean, he doesn't need anything. It's fine.
He's good.
He good.
Next is season 2.
Season 2, which would be Miss Paquette.
Miss Paquette.
Miss Paquette. Or Watson.
Or Watson.
Which I originally didn't really get the joke that it says Watts in it, as in like electricity. I didn't click on that.
I did. Her name is a static defender.
Yes, and she also could be autistic or something.
No, she is on the spectrum.
She's confirmed.
She's confirmed to be on the spectrum, which I in a way was like
you guessed with the
actually something I've noticed
with the headphone
was so her character design, the model, it has a how would you say it expands out by the ears. So I don't want to like throw this out like in case it is wrong, but some people who have who are on the spectrum can't stand loud noises.
Yeah, and they would
have something to cover their ears. So I have like if anyone does is a part of the creative team and does know this, like I want to know if that is actually like headphones or something to block out the sounds.
It's not the same for everyone, but I've heard someone say that to block out the noise, they would prefer noise that they choose themselves. That's
which in Watson's case would be electricity, because she said I think actually one of her quotes, not the quote I've got here, but one of her quotes is electricity I can understand, people I cannot.
I think she also says recently, I don't think this was a thing, but when there was fighting, sometimes she says combat is loud or something.
I
think she says that.
Yes, when she throws down her intercepting pile, she goes, combat is too noisy, shush now.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. But her actual quote that I have here is, even gunpowder needs a back. If you're wondering, I probably am butchering that accent, and I apologise.
Ouch.
But it's literally a thing I've been doing recently, which is going around going, Dr. Caustic, just going around.
Well, it's the French; they're not always nice.
Just not do that right now.
Well, there's a difference between a lot of French people act when you try to speak their language. They laugh at you. Well, Germans, they'd be like, "Oh, that's nice. You're trying to speak our language." Dutch people, I don't think they give a shit. Belgian people, like speaking Flemish, Netherlands, they would be like, whatever. Unless they're racist, and they would be like, an accent, where are you from? Yeah.
Please, can we talk about this now?
Yes.
Her passive, Spark of Genius. Instead of charging your ultimate a little bit, ultimate accelerants will charge it fully. And also, when you're standing next to interceptor pylons, your tactical ability will recharge as you're by it.
That's.
She can also store up to 2 accelerants at a time in her inventory.
So that's a lot of stuff.
Like, stack them. Sorry.
That's a lot of stuff that has been improved, right? Because you couldn't do
Yes.
that in the beginning. So that's something that has had a lot of work into it. Then she has her tactical ability, which is the what are they called, pylons, or what are they called?
Perimeter security, which is a pylon which she can put down 12 of them, which is basically like an electrified fence.
How many does she have at the same to begin
At the same
with?
time, 1 minute, 2.
Let's say once it's charged.
4.
She can put down 4, and in total it's 12.
4, yeah, in total it's 12. But if you want to be very smart, just going to say this right now, you put down 4 in one place and connect all 4 to each other, and they can do like a crisscross pattern.
Yeah, that does more damage, I guess, for people.
In a way, yeah, but if somebody like jumps into it,
Yeah.
they'll be just stuck in between it, and they you have to walk through the fence again.
Yeah. So that's.
I learned that from watching the Global Series stuff.
Yeah, they seem to put like a lot of zigzag stuff down.
They do. It's a way to think so they're protected. Also, if doors are not getting away, it will shatter.
It will destroy the door.
Oh yeah, if you open a door
The door
and you
will
haven't
explode.
gone over if you haven't gone over the node in time,
Yeah.
the door will explode.
Yeah. It's funny.
You can also connect your own nodes to enemy Watson's nodes.
Which is a thing. I mean, it's weird, but it's. But so imagine if you put yours down and then someone else puts theirs down and then a third team comes in and they get hit by it. So they get hit by. They basically give like some damage counters to both teams. It's kind of weird, but it's a. I mean, there's nothing. One thing I would say that I want them to change about it, I wish Watson. I'm Scottish.
No,
Watson.
Are you Watson?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yeah.
That was a weird slip
That
up.
was so weird.
So no, Watson should have the ability to turn off the fences as well, so that people don't know that they're there and just turn them up when they just.
Oh, you can. You just step into them.
Yeah, I
Hide
know.
behind the door. Hide behind
can.
the door when they walk in.
Yeah, I know you
Close
can
the door
do
behind
that.
them and then walk
But
away.
I wish she had like a button to just turn them off fully and just turn them back on. Which, I mean, it's a very selective ability because it's not gonna buff much, so it's just a little bit of an extra ability that I wish she had. Basically, it's very good to lock people in. So if you're like in a building and you could make people think that you're in there, and they could go in there, and then you could like, oh no, I wasn't in there, but now the things are on.
Actually, there is actually a bug where there is rare occasions where the fences, like the electric bits on it, will be invisible, which actually happened to me in the game. You know, I said there was a game where I was lagging.
Yeah.
I opened the door and like stepped in it, walked away. My fence didn't go back up, but it was up, so I had to walk back into it and walk back out.
And there's also a problem with the fences as well. If you put them down and you happen to cross a gas trap, you make it go off.
Oh yeah, if a gas trap is in between it will go off.
It will go like.
Actually, a good thing to do as well is if you get a Wraith portal, put a fence in between it, so if somebody decides to use that portal, they get hit by the fence on the other side.
Wait, what?
So if your Wraith has just portaled you in and there's a team running behind you, Watson can quickly put down two different nodes right in between the fence, like in between Wraith's.
So it goes through the portal.
Yeah, and as soon as somebody comes in,
they'll be like zapped.
They get zapped.
Okay, so we have the final thing, which was the interception pylon, which we saw a video of somebody making one in real life, but they were oversized.
It was actually for the season when season 2 came out. They made like a fucking amazing pylon, and it was huge.
And it actually had electricity and stuff.
Yeah, it was.
So it was.
It was beautiful.
So, but what does it do? Well, it intercepts, like it says, basically everything.
Gibraltar's ultimate or Bangalore's ultimate or anyone's gas or something like that. Well, not gas, like any grenades or stuff like that will get caught by it and it will get destroyed.
Even your Nox grenade, if you're like a teammate and you want to
if
throw
you're
it
throwing
out.
grenades from inside it, it will, like inside the circle / range, it will hit it. It will also charge your shield.
Yeah. So it's more of a defensive thing. So, I mean, I find it kind of annoying that you can't throw your own shit from inside of it. That it doesn't make a difference there. But
I just know it's a really good pairing for like if you're doing ranks.
What?
Caustic, Watson, Lifeline. Lifeline can heal your body if you haven't got enough heals. With
And
Doc.
Watson can heal your shield.
Can heal your shield.
I knew. I already thought about that earlier.
Yeah. We need to do that.
Yeah.
But yes, that's it. That's what we can see. Yeah, that's all I got.
So that's what we have for Watson. Yeah, I think a buff would be that you could throw your own stuff from inside the
Yeah, they actually added that as a patch originally, which that is stopped. It doesn't know the difference between what's being thrown out and in. Also, something that was added was that it now before it would be infinite, like it would last infinitely, the pylon itself.
Yeah.
But now it will be destroyed after 90 seconds. But instead of just having one, it will. You can now put down 3 at a time.
Which is possible if you use your ultimate accelerant, like the passive ability. So yeah. And that will mean that your shields gets charged faster, right? If you have multiple pylons.
I don't know.
Aha! We have some blind information here.
I would have to. I'd have to
actually test that because it doesn't say in the notes anywhere.
No, it doesn't actually.
Wow, that's not really helpful. And that's from the wiki, so the wiki is incomplete there. Okay,
well, I'm saying that the wiki did have something about the caustic thing being a secret, like caustic gas attack, like doing small bits damage to Pathfinder now.
Yeah, it said that was an ability, but
yeah,
it was actually just
that's not an ability, my dear.
That's just a problem.
That's just a bug. That's a huge ass fucking bug.
It's a bug. So yeah, like I said, like if you would be able to throw grenades from inside the pylon, that would be better. That would be the only thing I would change, and then maybe the ability to turn off and on your fences.
Yes.
And maybe have more than 12 fences.
No.
Come on. Just an entire building full of fences. An entire apartment complex.
Have you... Right. I've actually done that on King's Canyon where there was an entire room filled with... I think it was like a room and then... I think it was like the first floor. So I think it was like one of the buildings that has 2 doors and then 1 door upstairs. I had pylons going everywhere. Like zigzag. It was so fucking loud, especially when you put the interceptor pylon down. It was fucking loud.
Okay, so no more than 12 fences, but I think you should be able to turn them off and on, and I think you should be able to throw grenades from within the interceptor pylons dome thingy, whatever. So that should be possible. But that's the only things that I could think of with Watson. For the rest, like, Watson's a really, really rounded character. Especially they really use her in those tournaments as well, so you know that she's a good character. Next.
Season 3.
Season 3 would be Crypto.
Surveillance expert.
Wow.
And I was looking for the quotes, but some of them were in Korean, and I didn't want to butcher Korean.
Okay.
But so I got one that says, "This place, they call this place secure. We'll see about that."
Oof. He's a very cocky hacker.
He is very cocky. The thing is, the way that I see it is, Crypto is what Mirage aspires to be.
Lol.
Mirage is trying to be like Crypto, and it's funny that Crypto is now been confirmed older than Mirage.
Lol. Yeah, Mirage is like very tries to appear too cocky and is like obviously using that to be because he's very insecure.
He's insecure, yeah. But the thing is, like, he's acting like that, but he's actually Crypto in a way is more like it. And the fact is that Crypto calls him old man, but it's the opposite way around.
Lol. So
his passive is called Neuralink.
Yeah, but passive, the Neuralink, is that a thing that only works when he has his drone out?
Yes, it only works when his drone's out. And it helps. His tactical is a surveillance drone, which in a 30-meter radius from where the drone is, it will pick up enemies, traps, or anything, doors or stuff nearby.
Which should just be his tactical ability.
Yeah.
It should just be part of his tactical ability. That's all I'm saying.
Well, actually, no, the other thing is the Neuralink thing is a part of his passive for the fact of he can show it to other people, so other people can also see it. So your squad mates can see where people are as well.
Yeah, because it's on a screen, supposedly, I guess it should be. So that's why. But I feel like he should have a second, like maybe a smaller passive that could help.
Oh, yeah,
him.
to anyone who's actually watching this and has a teammate that is a crypto, don't leave them in the open when they're fucking going around on the drone. Don't leave them by themselves.
Oh yeah. Also, when you play as a crypto, try to hide a bit when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Just don't stand around in the open. I know this is kind of conflicting information, but
no, because sometimes they do it in the open where they are because their teammates are nearby, and then like they go find somebody.
yeah.
Their teammates go, "Oh, there's people over there. Let's go fight them," and then another squad comes in from behind.
Yeah. But I feel like there's always places to hide a bit when you're crypto and
There are sometimes, yeah. I
putting
think
out
on
your
World's
guns.
Edge there was a load of like.
Remember when I was
sofas.
under that little bridge thingy?
Oh yeah.
Like I think people could have passed me very easily. I think we could have,
Also in the cave below train yard.
yeah.
Behind the supply bins, remember that?
Oh yeah, true. There's a lot of places where you can hide behind supply bins.
That is true.
Especially when they're open. Jesus. And you can put your gas traps behind them, which is also funny.
But the good thing about his tactical is that he can ping stuff.
Yeah.
Which there is a bug which you can accidentally ping your own drone.
And he can open doors, which could also kind of like could confuse your opponents.
Did you say you did that?
Yeah. And then they came running to the doors. I also exploded the door once. I opened the door, but there was a fence inside. And it was like, it was like, oops. And then I flew away. And then I did my EMP, and then there was no more fence. And no more shields. And that was funny.
Well, 50% shield.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, 50.
Possibly. It doesn't. No. And talking about the EMP, that is his ultimate EMP drone.
Yeah.
Which it takes 3 seconds to charge before detonating, which means it could be shot down within that time.
True. And
the way I've configured my bloody controller, luckily it's fixed it now, was I would fly, and the thing is when I go to press to like use the ultimate, it wouldn't do it.
And I feel like Crypto's abilities, because especially since his passive and his tactical are so intertwined that they're almost the same ability, I would say that he does need a buff somewhere. I mean, he could get a buff with this with a new smaller passive. I mean, one buff that they could give him, and I know a lot of people have been saying the same about Bloodhound, but Bloodhound is good the way that they are. So I would say that the drone should be able to scan the pylon to know where the next ring's gonna be. The beacon, no.
Yeah. Actually, it was actually rumored.
I feel like that should be a thing that he could do. He can already pick up banners. We didn't say that.
Yeah, he can pick up banners. Also, it has been somebody found within files that Bloodhound and Crypto could possibly use the survey beacons. But technically,
I don't think Bloodhound needs that though.
Bloodhound doesn't need
I
that.
think
because Bloodhound doesn't trust technology.
I think Crypto could use it though.
Crypto, if you're on Kings Canyon, has the map room which does give you the location of people.
Yeah, but that's now.
But you can also find out where the next ring is.
Yeah, but I feel like just normally in like any map, you should be able to just fly through the survey beacons and just scan those. And then I feel like his drone, as like the end of his tactical, should have like some type of attack ability. No?
Yeah, it should.
Just like either like a minor shooting thing. Like it just shoots a few things. And can just do like minor damage, or it can explode. Or it can drop a grenade or something.
Mm-hmm.
They should find something to give a little attack ability to the drone. Because we gotta be honest, if you're gonna make a drone, why wouldn't you give it like small guns or something that do...
Well, hack isn't used for that. Because it's used for hacking. Oh, actually, that would be actually good. Instead of the gun thing you said about...
Yeah.
Disabling guns.
I don't think that would actually work, because guns are mechanical stuff most of the time. What, we can only disable
energy
an L-star?
weapons.
Oh no, my L-star doesn't work anymore. It only affects people with L-stars. Or Havocs. Oh, my Havoc is taking a very long time to start shooting.
Or devotions. Devotion is technically still classed as an energy weapon, despite it being a care package weapon.
Oh yeah, okay. That's something. Which is G7 Scout should also still be a sniper. But with light ammo. So it can use the scopes. But that's a completely different thing. I mean, it should be able to do something. Hack should be able to do something.
Yeah.
Something combat wise. And maybe the EMP should take down the entire fucking shields, not just 50 damage. You can recharge your shields anyway. So I feel like it should just be like shields are just fully down. Not 50 damage. But that people may think that's OP, but I think it should just be shields down completely.
I agree. Okay.
You'd still have to rush in, and by that time normally people would have revived their shields anyway.
Unless they're using the Phoenix kit and then no.
Unless they're using the Phoenix kit and it's like, oh shit, they're fully up again.
Or if they're using a gold shield, then most likely they will already be back to normal.
Doesn't the MP also fry the... Can you still use hack after the MP?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, but that does mean that it would be cool if hack did some ability where it can attack still, because then it could take down your shields and then still attack someone to some degree.
Yes. Moving on from lovely little hack and crypto. Season 4.
Now we have Revenant.
Well done. Fuck's sake.
The seaman.
Synthetic nightmare.
He's a simulacrum. Or simulacra, what is it?
Simulacrum, correct? Or simulacrum. Depending on how you pronounce it. And their quote is... I can't do a deep voice, this is not good. Team looks good. It'll do nicely as shields.
Lol. And then he also says skin bags a lot.
Skin bags. The thing that's weird is the fact that the voice actor behind Revenant is also the voice actor behind Reinhardt in Overwatch.
Lol.
You know, the happy-go-lucky guy.
Lol.
It's just... How?
Well, voice acting, I guess. So what's his abilities?
His passive is Stalker, which as they crouch, they can basically... They'd be crouch walking. Basically your normal walking speed if you're not sprinting. That, and you can also climb higher.
Yes. Which is an ability that I think they should still buff. You should be able to climb even higher.
No.
Yes.
No.
They should be able to climb like 2 floors up instead of like 1. It's just like... Should be able to climb up an entire building. Yes, this little metal... Like, pointy fingers. You should be able to climb up an entire building.
Oh, God.
And then climb off of the map and fall down. No.
No.
So that's...
His tactical. Do you know what it's called?
His tactical is something with silence, I guess, but I don't know what it's called. It's just called silence?
It's just called silence.
Okay.
Or as he says, shut him up.
Which is a weird ability because it weirdly sounds magical because in Final Fantasy, silence is what does make it impossible for you to use magic. Here it's called silence and it makes people to not be able to do whatever type of abilities. Like
or any of their tacticals or any of their elements.
Yeah.
Including Lifeline's passive. So she can't even, if she went to res her teammate and she has silenced, Doc won't come out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus. So he can do that. And it basically, I said this, it's a weird ability because it doesn't really give him an advantage. It just takes away everyone's advantage at that point and just turns it straight up into a shooter. So it just takes... I mean... feels like an incomplete ability. It should also give him something.
Yeah.
Because it just takes away and puts everyone... He doesn't have an actual ability at that point. He just takes away other people's abilities. So I think it's just something that...
Technically his ability is to climb walls.
Yeah, but that's not going to help
And
much.
sneak up very fast behind people.
That is an annoying ability.
It's like, you're like there and it's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, where the fuck did you come from?
Is it especially annoying if they work together with an Octane, because then you're like...
No! Actually... That actually happened to me once. I heard an Octane running about. I think you were spectating me at the time. I heard an Octane running around my side, and then all of a sudden, I get shot from. So on my right, I heard the Octane turn.
No, we were playing together.
Yeah,
I saw the Revenant walk in, and I shot him in the face like twice, and then he took us both out because then the Octane also came in and shot us.
Yeah, I turned to find the Octane, and then you got them. Like I turned around and then everything went to hell already because he's stuck in behind us.
But I shot the Revenant first before he got us. But I had I think I had a Mastiff with no bolt in it, so it was like...
Yeah.
And by that time I was dead.
Do you remember his ultimate?
Yes. It's called is it something with an altar or something? That totem.
There we go.
That totem. He puts down a totem, and then he does some...
So I can actually read the description. Drops a totem that protects the user from death. Instead of getting killed or downed, you will return to the totem. The totem takes 1 second to create, lasts 30 seconds, and it has 100 health. So if you shoot the death totem, it will go down after 100 ticks. But you will be turned into a shadow for 30 seconds if you touch the totem.
Also, the shadows have very low health, so if you come out as a shadow, you gotta make sure that you can overrun your opponents and just rush them, everyone together. Because if you come in the shadows and if you come one at a time as the shadows, one person can take you out very easily.
Yeah.
If it's like, oh, Revenant... Oh, there's Revenant. And that's like 2 seconds later. Oh, there's a Lifeline. Oh, there's a Bloodhound. And they come one at a time. Just I think
the worst time we had, I think me and you when we were playing season 4, was for some reason in duos, people we kept on seeing people being Gibby and Revenant.
Yeah.
It was scary. Just seeing a shadow Gibby is like, Ugh!
What's that? It's a black ball of lava and shit. It's confusing.
No, it's more like Ash.
Yeah. Ash.
Bob, do something!
No, I was just thinking about the new character. That has not been confirmed yet.
Yeah, no, it's not been confirmed yet, but it is...
It may also not be the next character.
It may not be next character, no, but they are the Broken Ghost. I'm still saying they are the Broken Ghost.
Well, the Broken Ghost thing has Ash written on its head. It would be weird that it's not Ash then.
For those who don't know, Ash is one of the antagonists, was it?
Yeah.
From Titanfall 2. She was destroyed originally. Her original body was destroyed, but she was rebuilt by Vincent Dynamics, which is also on the I think on the inside of the
yeah, there was
building.
something about Vincent.
Yeah, I saw Vincent Dynamics, and then I searched it up, and I was like, oh my god, it's Ash.
So yeah, but we have one more character to go actually.
Do you remember who it is?
The last one is Loba.
The beautiful Loba.
The thick Loba.
Did I actually put a quote for Loba? I did.
Those cheeks.
So she is a translocating thief.
Mm-hmm.
Gold goes so well with a diamond like me.
Ooh.
And her passive ability is Eye for Quality. So like Bloodhound's ability, where you can scan and see through walls, see traps and that, she can see stuff from epic to legendary loot through walls, The range is the same as her ultimate ability.
Uh-huh.
However, she can also see the red items, so the red Evo shields.
I thought her passive ability was being shipped with Bangalore.
That's yes. Lobalore for the win. Oh my god, I love it so much. I think
it's because of you, but I saw a lot of that art on Twitter.
I did retweet a lot of stuff.
Lol. So yeah. So that's her passive, so she can see a lot of stuff. It's basically the loot version of Bloodhounds.
Yeah, basically. Okay, Loot Goblin.
Yeah.
Her tactical is Burglar's best friend, which she can throw her bracelet, which will teleport her to hard to reach places, just like Pathfinder's grapple. You can get up high, get vantage points sometimes, but if you hit like a barrier type of thing, she will literally bring it back to her and shake her finger.
So there's a lot of there's places where it can't go.
But it's also if you throw it off the edge of the map,
yeah,
it will come back to your hand.
Yeah. I mean,
luckily they put that in.
Oops. It's also harder to get up to higher places with it than it would be with the the grapple. It does have more distance than the grapple though. If it's like a flat plane, you could have more distance than you would have with the grapple. Or especially if you're going downhill, it would be easier than to use that on the grapple.
I've just read here that it will get glitched sometimes.
Whoops.
If you go for a Wraith's portal,
yeah,
it will get glitched, and it can only be fixed if you go into the black market boutique.
Lol.
Occasionally, it's not always, it's occasionally.
And sometimes you can teleport into parts of the map where you're not supposed to be, and then you're stuck.
Oh yeah, you can accidentally glitch on the ground. Oh. I actually watched a video just recently of this person was trying to run and grab their teammate's banner, and they threw it, and they were underneath. You know, Sorting Factory.
Yeah.
There's that ramp that goes up to the next bit. Yeah, they got caught right underneath there, and their teammate's banner was literally across from them, and they couldn't walk and grab it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Weren't they able to teleport out of it eventually?
No, you can't.
Whoa.
I've seen people get stuck in boulders.
Ouch.
That can actually also happen with Wraith's portals.
Can you imagine if you're in the final ring at that point, though? That would be funny.
That would be.
So, her ultimate ability, you already said it, it's the Black Market Boutique.
Yes, which you place down her staff.
Yeah.
Which in a radius around you can grab 2 items, only 2, and basically it goes straight into your inventory.
I mean, everyone in the team can grab 2 items.
Everyone in the team can grab 2 items. However, if you're going to loot on World's Edge and you loot from either the Vault or Bloodhound's Trials, it will set off an alarm, and you can only grab 1 item. Okay, only you.
Yeah.
I think I actually saw somebody clutch a game.
Yeah.
Where they broke into the vault by Geyser.
Yeah.
They got a gold knockdown shield, and they only won because of that gold knockdown shield.
Wow.
Yeah, it was they just went, oh, I just got this from the vault.
Lol.
I mean, you can a little bit hear the vault alarm going off.
Yeah, if you're just about far enough to just still reach it, you can just get that 1 item. I destroyed a black. Remember when we were on that?
Oh yeah, we were.
There was a Loba that put out a Black Market Boutique, and I was like, charge rifle.
Yeah, I think I shot. I was like, there's a Loba nearby. She's just put down a Black Market Boutique, and I just turned around and here, I destroyed it.
Yeah, that was true. We were camping out in the building because I put some gas traps down. It was almost the final ring, and I just saw a Loba just put down the Black Market Boutique on a rooftop, out in the open. I was like, what? Why there?
I think we saw it in World's Edge whilst we were playing. Yeah. We actually I saw a Loba across, and I was trying to shoot it, and we finally did get her.
Oh yeah. Like I said with the because I complained about the zip lines that you can't destroy your own zip line. Loba can actually destroy her.
Well, she can either make it go down, or if she doesn't make it go down, you can punch it.
They can basically destroy it as well.
Why
would you want to destroy it? Because other people can use it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone gets 2 items out of it, which also means your opponent, if you just let it.
Did you read what I wrote? What I've got written down here? Because
No.
that's actually nearly word for word what's written down on here.
I just know that it works that way. I also... there was another thing that I thought about.
Oh, sorry. She has the less. She is the least patch notes for everyone.
Yeah,
she has only 2.
She's also the newest character.
True, but she also does need a fix on World's Edge, cause
Yeah, okay.
she's broken.
Do you think she needs a buff somewhere?
No, not really.
I can't think of anything I would do to change about that character as well. So I think we basically got all our buffs out of the way. We got all of the debuffs out of the way that we want. Well, we didn't really want any debuffs. We think there's not really much debuffing. We just think that a lot of characters have been buffed, which means that some characters are now just underpowered.
Actually, a better question is, to anyone who does watch this, put in the comments what you think. Should be a buff, a debuff, or
yeah, some other ideas that people may have.
I'm actually all in for other people's ideas because I love reading stuff like that.
Yeah, I still think the Bangalore is the one that needs the most, and
apparently
then Crypto.
there is rumors that she's getting a buff soon. So
I think it's Bangalore and Crypto that need it the most.
I believe, yeah. I think actually that's what it said. There's going to be the next 2 people. Actually, apparently, it's both Crypto and Bangalore.
They really need it because the longer I think about it, the longer I think that Bloodhound is, apart from like I said, like that circular scan maybe when they do their ultimate, would be a bit of an improvement. But like a lot of characters actually have been buffed and have basically been balanced out nicely, but some of them are lagging behind. Like Bangalore is one of the worst examples. They do really need, she really needs like something extra, and yes, Crypto as well. Yeah. I mean, apart from that, a lot of characters are basically, I was just talking minor tweaks. So yeah. We'll see what the future brings, because once we go into next season, we're going to have a new character, and that new character is probably going to offset the balance a bit as well, and then we're going to need to have some more buffs and maybe. And maybe at one point they will focus less on characters and maybe even give people multiple tacticals, so you can basically pick one per character. So like that, how your setup is. I mean, that would have been the coolest thing if everyone had 2 ultimates or 2 tacticals, and you could basically choose your setup, so it's less predictable. But that's something that's just too much work.
That would be too much work and too.
But it could be cool for a future, maybe at one point.
Possibly, yeah.
But then they would have to do that for everyone at the same time, which
for all we can know, they could do it. Yeah.
The less likely that gets.
They might even try something with a new LTM, because that's how they actually got Mirage's buff originally.
Yeah.
Because it was called Emergency Dance Break. That's how they got the Life of the Party one. Yeah. Was everyone's going, this is Mirage's buff. This is what we need for Mirage.
So this is actually the one thing. So what are we going to do with the second part? Because we're still going to, in the future, talk about the guns. Do you want to do it on here, or do you want to do that for your channel? Or do you want to do that for
I'm gonna do
a new thing?
Something in the future. I'll think about it.
So we're going to have a second part where we talk about the weapons and their uses, and weapons that are useless when you don't have certain hop-ups, or weapons that you should pick up before other weapons if you have certain hop-ups and that type of stuff. So we're going to check into weapons as well.
Yeah.
And we're also going to have a fun video. This was more of an like informational video type of thing, and basically with our feedback when it comes to abilities. We're also going to have a fun video where Perry, because she's the most more experienced player.
Experienced?
She has to guess from the sound which gun is firing.
The only reason I'm doing that is because whenever we're playing Apex, I go, there's a charge rifle, somebody's shooting a charge rifle to the left, somebody's firing a sentinel behind us.
Yes, those are the easy ones, but then you still have all of those machine guns that sound similar. Apart from the L-Star.
No, it's actually some that actually...
Or a Devotion, which is goes faster and
actually,
faster.
I can actually tell the difference between some of them, actually.
So yeah. So we'll see how well that goes. And we're going to end this one here at about almost 2 hours.
Oh my.
Almost. We almost hit the 2 hour mark. I'm just meandering now, so no, we're not going to hit it. We're just going to end it before we get there. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.
I love you all.
Oh.
Oh.